All right, dividing decimals. This might be one of the most challenging units we do all year for whatever reason. It seems that way. So make sure you're paying attention. A couple different areas here to look at. So to divide a decimal by a whole number, okay, to divide a decimal by a whole number. So that would be where the whole number comes second, by the way. Whole number comes second. The rule basically is divide. Okay. Divide like normal. Okay. Divide like normal. Bring decimal up. So see what I mean by that. So, for example, if we have the cost of 18 tickets to attend a concert is $544.50. What is the cost of each ticket? Well, we're going to divide that dollar amount by the tickets. So this would be an example of where it would be 544, okay, divided by 18. I wrote it out that way because I want you to be able to know what goes inside the division bar and what goes outside the division bar. So that's a key thing, kind of a common mistake, it seems like. So if we have our division bar, what goes outside? The second number always goes outside. What you're dividing by always goes outside. Okay, the first number always goes inside. Okay. So what I mean by that, as far as bringing the decimal up, wherever that decimal is, bring it right up above. Okay, bring it right up above. All right. Okay, so when we're dividing, a little reminder of how longhand division works. When we're dividing, we want to see, okay, 18 doesn't go into 5, I'm going to go to the next number. 18 does go into 54. Okay, so how many times does 18 go into 54? It goes in exactly 3 times. 18 times 3 is 54, actually. Okay, so you're going to have a 0. You're going to drop down the 4. Okay, how many times does 18 go into 4? You have, once you've gotten started, you can't just skip to the next number. So 18 goes into 4 0 times. Okay, 18 times, sorry about the kind of overlapping here, 18 times 0 is 0, so that's what we do there. And we have 4. Bring down the 5. Okay. How many times does 18 go into 45? Okay, well, 18 went into 54 3 times, so it's probably going to be less than that. So 18 goes into 45 twice. 18 times 2 is 36. Okay, 18 times 2 is 36. So we're going to get 9, and we just keep going until we either want to round or we kind of actually find a number that it exactly goes into and we're out of other numbers. So how many times does 18 go into 90? Okay, it actually goes in exactly 5 times. 18 times 5 is 90. Okay, so you get a 0. When you get a when you kind of have 0 as you run out of numbers, okay, that means you're done. Okay, that means you're done. All right, so sorry about the kind of mess here. To divide by a decimal, I'm going to go ahead and erase this to give us some space. We really can't divide by a decimal, so we have to do something to change it. To divide by a decimal, we need to make it not a decimal anymore. Okay, we need to make it not a decimal anymore. So what you want to do when you're basically what you want to do is move the decimal. Sorry for that inconvenience. Notice that happens to me a lot. Move the decimal over. And you'll see what I mean. Move the decimal of outside number over number to the right till no decimals are left. Move the same amount to other numbers. I think this will make sense when we do an example. To other number. So again, the first and biggest issue people have is not getting things kind of set up correctly. They put the one that's supposed to go inside, outside, or something kind of goes wrong. Clean this up a little bit. Okay, so remember, first number goes inside, second number goes outside. So 12.282, 2.3. So here's what I'm talking about. So we are dividing by a decimal, and that can't happen. So what we need to do is move the decimal on the outside to the right until it's not a decimal. So if I move this one space to the right, now that's 23. But you can't just change one part of the number without changing the other part of the number. So I'm going to have to move this the same number of times. In this case, just one spot. Right after I move it, I'm going to bring it up again. Okay? So now I have 20, instead of 12.282 divided by 2.3, I have 122.82 divided by 23. So I've moved both the same amount, haven't changed the value at all. And now I just divide like normal. So first I say, okay, can 23 go into 12? No, it can't. Can 23 go into 122? Yes, it can. How many times is your question? It can go in 5 times, actually. Okay. You might have to do a little work out to the side to figure that out sometimes. Okay. So what is 23 times 5? It's 115. 23 times 5 is 115. So I'm going to get 7. Drop down the 8. How many times is that? Well, I kind of think here. So 23 times 2 would be 46. 23 times 3 would be 69. So that's going to be kind of your top number there. So 23 times 3 is 69. Okay. So what am I left with? I'm left with 9. I'm going to drop down the 2 to 9. How many times does 23 go into 92 divided by 3? How many times does 23 go into 92? So you want to kind of estimate again. In this case, actually, it goes in exactly 4 times. So we're done. 23 times 4 is 92. So we can stop because we have 0 at the end. We're good to go. Now, sometimes I might just have you round. There might not be. It might not ever stop. So I might just tell you to round. So make sure you're looking at those in the instructions. Okay. 2 more examples here. 2 more. I'm going to kind of do this one out to the side. So 20, what goes in, what goes out is your first question, divided by 4.5. Again, we can't have that decimal on the outside. Okay, we can't have it. So I'm going to move it once to the right. Now, there is no decimal here, so I'm going to add it because it's at the end. Move it over. What do I have to do, though? I have to fill that with a 0. Okay. And bring it up. So 45 does not go into 2. It doesn't go into 27. So it must go into 270. So we'll see how many times 45 goes into 270. It actually goes in exactly 6 times. So you're done. Okay, the answer to that is exactly 6. Kind of made it easy on you there. Okay, last example. What goes in, what goes out? First number goes in 4, 7, 6, 2. Computer won't freeze. There we go. Okay. 6.8. So again, can't have the decimal. Got to move it once to the right. Okay. If there was 2 decimal places, I'd have to move it twice to the right to get rid of it. Okay. So I got my new decimal. I'm going to bring it up. Okay. 68 does not go into 4. Okay. Just put that 0 there for that bit. It does not go into 47 either. Okay, so 68. How many times is it going to 47? Well, 0 times. 68, 0, 47, okay, 476. Assuming it goes into 476, you gotta kind of figure that out. Estimating is helpful. Okay, figure that out. It actually goes in exactly 7 times. So 476 divided by 68 is exactly 7. It's going to be 0. You're going to drop down to 2. Okay. 68 into 2. 0 times. 68 times 0 is 0. Okay. Well, what do we do? We're out of numbers. Okay, we're out of numbers. Well, we add a 0 and we drop it down. Okay, we add a 0 and we drop it down. Well, 68 doesn't go into 20 either, so 0 again. 68 times 0 is 0 again. 20. Add another 0. Drop it down. Okay. Computer to unfreeze here. Sorry about that. Okay. How many times does 68 go into 200? So we probably could keep going on for like a long time here, right? It can go in 2 times. 68 times 2 is 136. Okay. So that gives you 64, and we could keep going. So this would be one where I'd have you round. Okay, I'd tell you to round to the nearest hundredth, so on. Okay, because I won't make you just keep dividing out forever. So in this case, if I said, please give an answer that rounds to the nearest hundredth spot, so you'd look at the hundredth spot, look once to the right, it's a 0, and so you'd say, I have it estimated, that's what that means, estimated, 0.07, because we just kind of chopped the rest off. Okay? So that is our lesson about division. We'll do a lot more practice in class.